This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Man United we're talking about.
This is Manchester 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 United we're talking about.
Oh, this is Manchester United we're talking about.
It's Manchester United we're talking about. Manchester United we're talking about here.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
I mean, this is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
This is Manchester United we're talking about.
It's Man United we're talking about. It's Man United we're talking about. It's Man United we're talking about. It's Manchester United we're talking about.
It's Man United we're talking about. This is Man United we're talking about.
It's Manchester United we're talking about.
We're talking about Manchester United.
Yep. Oh, I was on mute. Love that. Never mind. Anyways, if you jumped over from Never a Foul, big up to yourself. Make sure you like. If you're interested in obviously United news and all that kind of stuff, well, you're at the right place. This is literally, my channel. So, yeah, bit personal. But I do engage with the comments if you don't know. I appreciate that. So we got this Gyokeres stuff. It came out earlier from Laurie Whitwell, which we'll get into about Amorim just wants he's basically obsessed at this point. I think it's easy to say that. Then also we've got Gonzalo Ramos. I'm gonna be honest. I'm going to be so honest. I'm not going to sit here and act like I know a ton about how Gonzalo Ramos is. All I know he scores one league earn goal every 100 minutes because he's only played 1,000 minutes this year in that side. I mean, respectively, obviously, because, you're not really shipping out Dembele, are you? So good luck with that one. And he's get pity minutes. He's done all right in the Champions League, though. We've got, obviously, midfield transfer demand as well, which was also established a little bit earlier. But yeah, anyone that's here, big up Danny Walshy. If someone can put this in the Discord, that's even better. You are aware that Agate, Euro, and Ramos have the same agent. PSG tries once more to pass a dead signing for them to you lot. I mean, Euro is not a dead signing, and I actually quite appreciate someone like Agate. I think realistically, I think he's not going to be appreciated until he's got better players around him. A destroyer is just there to do what he does best: foul, destroy, and clamp. That's it. Touchline, bro. We are 15th. We're all confused. Yeah, man. Roman, none of that stuff. Cass, I thought you were bald. No, I'm not bald. I'm not bald. I'm not bald yet. Do you know what I mean? Getting there though. Don't worry about that. Who? Don't call me baldy. Roman. Yeah, big up yourself. The end part. Each to their own. Love. Glazing. I don't even know. What else is this? Goonali was on smoke. Then just leave him to it. To be fair, I'm gonna be real, man. We'll talk about that another time. But yeah. Anyways, let's get straight down into business. Gyokeres. For me, I know he's hinted with Record Portugal. Robert, brother, if you're gonna keep doing this, are you looking for attention, my bro? Robert Nazaya, you're always looking for some sort of attention. Stop moaning for once, my bro. Just stop moaning. Nothing. I'm moaning now. I'm moaning to you. I see you all the time. Respectfully, shut up, man. Fucking hell. I haven't spoken about it. So please, let me do my thing. Stop policing. Go to another stream. You do my head in, man. But yeah, sorry about that. This is the relationship I have with the people in the comments. I usually a lot of people would ignore it, but I don't ignore it. You know what I mean? You are basically like having the way I look at it, you can speak to content creators on the panel, but I'm gonna talk to you like you're here as well. So yeah, love, man. That's just the way I do things. Regardless, yeah, Gyokeres. I'm gonna be honest, yeah. I think he ends up at Arsenal. I think they're gonna do something. I feel like they're gonna pull in both Sesko and him. I just don't see how United are gonna pull any sort of funds whatsoever to get him through the door. United's transfer business is now going to be super slow. You can agree a fee, but paying for it is another thing. Why is everyone commenting on what I look like? Anyways, that's another thing. Garnacho's needing to leave. and the rest of the crew need to leave. How fast that is, I don't know. And I've also got an opinion about this Bruno thing, because you know what? There's someone that I don't really get on with or like, but they made a comment about it, and I thought, you know what? I feel like there's some sort of truth to this as well. But yeah, the whole Gyokeres thing earlier came out about Amorim is a huge admirer of him. No shit, right? No shit, Sherlock. You used to manage him. You're the guy that brought him in with Hugo Viana anyway. So it makes sense why you're going to be a huge admirer. There's not really a lot of strikers out there. Still, there's no links or concrete links to Mateta as of yet. But it's like he's got his heart set on getting this guy in the door. Now, having Bruno still staying at the club, with Mbeumo potentially in line with Cunha, that might tempt him to say, this is what we've got going on. This is the strike force you're going to have, you know, and we're still looking at another midfielder. We're also looking at another wing back as well. Whether that happens, I don't know. But for me, the way I'm kind of viewing it is like, how does United fork up the 55, 60 million or whatever it may be, 65 million to go and get him? And I feel like it's like time of the essence. If Record Portugal are credible enough to believe them, and them saying even just yesterday along the lines of, you know, like basically he's going to go to England, he's seeking a move to England, then that basically limits his options, because Chelsea are not seeking him. Arsenal are kind of moving for Sesko as of now, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're keeping stuff a little bit hush as much as possible. But with United, we were told that after Mbeumo, we would be looking at strikers next. And then obviously the whole thing about wingbacks and midfielders came out. Still no news about the keeper stuff. So, you know, hold my beer on that one, even though I don't drink. So, but yeah, what do you lot think about the Gyokeres situation? Because I'm quite baffled by it. I don't see anyone in Italy trying to go for him. I think he might be a little bit too expensive. So, yeah, Ezra, that's the one. That's the one for me, Voldemort. So yeah, man, big up Jarvis in there. Big up, give Cass a like. We're on 51 likes, so love for that. If anyone hasn't, please, this is your time to do so. What are you saying about this? Worse than Calcipoli? I don't know what that is. I have no idea what it is. I think he's got his heart set on the Champions League. Yeah, I think it's a factor. You know, the difference between someone like Cunha and Mbeumo is that they don't care about, you know, obviously Champions League football. They believe in a long-term project, and where United can probably be, especially if they're the main men. You know, you're going to get, you know, you're going to have your profiles raised. It's understandable. But where Gyokeres' position, I keep saying it, and I've said it multiple times. If you're in and around Gyokeres' camp about a week ago, you're saying you're going to have to go to the team that's already built, not the one that's building. You know, you've established yourself in world football. So why would you go to somewhere where it's going to be another project at your age? But then come on down, there's a 26-year-old and a 25-year-old that's just joined who's done really well in the Prem, but they've never had a taste of European football. Well, Cunha has, to be fair, with Atletico Madrid. So again, maybe that might be a bit of a factor, and United are trying to do stuff behind closed doors. Maybe United's trying to pull a certain bluff. No, all of a sudden we had 100 million to spend, then it's 125 million to spend. And then before you know it, probably going to say, yeah, United's got 150 million budget somehow. So there we are. I just don't understand how this one comes through the door. But if Amorim wants Gyokeres, does Amorim really trust the board to get him through the door and through the lines? Again, he's going to want multiple huge wages that, you know, United's going to have to offload. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen throughout the window. It's just, I'm trying to find the correlation for me personally, like how it fits in. So yeah, wish Vissa was a bit taller. It would have made so much sense. Daniel says, I think he will have a soft spot for Amorim and have to play for him again with the same formation, but careers are short. Exactly that. Inter fire sale incoming. I've heard some rumors with Inter Milan about, I read it up. I think Fraser alerted the City fan in the chat. He alerted me to the Inter Milan stuff, saying that, you know, they've been doing a bit of naughty behind closed doors with some Chinese investment or something like that. I have no idea. So yeah, it's a bit mad. Let me see this. Inter did a Juve. I'm seeing that as well. It kind of makes sense why, you know, when it comes down to Inzaghi and his availability, and you think like, well, if Inter have to pull the plug on whatever's going on there, then boy, it's a little bit mental, isn't it? And if there's a fire sale, I mean, how old is DeMarco? Yeah, how old is DeMarco? Can we go shopping? We need a wing back, right? DeMarco can't defend, but I love the way he attacks. He's 27. I run me DeMarco, please. Go get what's his name? Jan Sommer as well. I'd like him. Don't want Dumfries. Barella. Oh my god, Barella. Anyone? Would anyone like Barella? I would love him. Yeah, man. And the last one I would like is Thuram. Oh, Thuram. I wonder if he might be available. I would like Thuram. I think he kind of makes sense for me a little bit. Yeah, like anyone fancy Thuram? Let me see this. Level of physicality among Premier League centre-backs is on a different scale compared to Portugal. I'm curious to see if Gyokeres can handle it. What do you reckon, Cass? Well, for me, in my assessment of Gyokeres' physicalities, I don't think he's going to have a problem. You know, he's a strong runner, clearly. And also, he's played championship football. Now, the championship is physical as shit, and he done really well there. It's just different, obviously, kind of centre-backs you're going to be playing against. I think he'd be fine. I think as long as he gets into the right areas, he will score. You know, there needs to be some space that's open up for him for sure. But I think for 60 million, you can't really say no. I think it's worth the risk. Left wing back in the Premier League, he would kill every... Oi. Trust me. Trust me. Oi, Jan Sommer would be cheap, though. That's why I take him. I don't care. You know, even if it's for a season. But, you know, Inter Milan are going to end up getting away with it. Let's be real. If they did, though, well, boy, you will see all the other teams fishing in for them. You know, you probably end up at Milan. You know, it's funny. Big up Kaya in the building as well. See you, my friend. He couldn't bag against Luton in the playoffs, though. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Different development stage, man. Well, how long was that? 3 years ago. As a Swede, I'm telling you all. We got Sweden. A man like Ivan. He says, Gyokeres smokes the Prem. The guy is a beast. Imagine the Bane. Oh, my God. See the celebration by itself. Oh, my days. What you running? You know them ones people where he goes, I was born in the darkness. Hey, oh my God. Imagine he goes up to the camera, yeah, and you can hear them. You know when they're celebrating. And it's like, I was born in the darkness. I need it. That's worth 60 million. Oh my God. The things that would sell. No, you know what? We might have to change our tune for Gyokeres. Absolutely change our tune. I was born in the darkness. I love that. I was molded in it. Oh my days. Run that quote. Run that quote. Serious food. No, Victor. We're going to have to call him Victor from now on, lads. We're going to have to call him Victor. I'm getting gassed on my own stream. You lot are getting me gassed. No, he can't go Arsenal. He cannot go Arsenal, man. No, imagine him and Ahmad running it up. Oh my word. What the hell was that on my face? Oh, it's my hair. Oh, cold. Know what? I'm sold. I'm sold. By the way, if I'm looking there, it's because that's where the comments are on my screen. Gyokeres will struggle at United. Whoa, come on down. We got Mbeumo and Cunha to run the day. So boy, I don't think he'd struggle. You know what, people, right? I don't think Premier League centre-backs are as good as what people make them out to be. You know, I feel like there's a lot of I call them fraggles, fruitcakes even. You know, I just feel like there's not a lot of brute strength, you know? Like no disrespect to Levi Colwill, but he's got good aggression, but the guy's a bit of a bozo. I can see him ragdolling him. You know, I think, of course, when it comes to the top centre-backs like Saliba, Gabriel, gave him a hard time last time. But ones like Ruben Diaz and that, you know, if they're going to play a bit more of a higher line, so he would absolutely thrive off of that. Van Dijk, of course, come on, Van Dijk, every player, no disrespect here, but even Konate, they all respect these sort of centre-backs. You'd be relishing the challenge. I do still prefer what you said, Mustafa, in Mateta, but the celebration, all these ball-playing centre-backs, yeah, Gyokeres will... Yeah. Davey Madden, big up, bro. New to this. Yeah, join in. Feel free, man. There's 400 in the house, 93 likes. I had a short stream earlier this morning, so I'm going to be staying here for a good solid 45 minutes altogether. So, yeah. Yuri Ban, that's a bad boy name. I love that name. How do I say this? Yuri Ban Tezeyawan? Is that how you say it? That's a great name. Most Premier League defenders are stiff as hell. Yeah, I feel Gyokeres' control is not 100. Yeah, neither is Haaland's, but, you know, when it comes to Haaland, he's still bagging in like 30 to 40 goals. I mean, not really that bad, is it? Not bad for a striker. I'm actually quite open to the Mitrovic stuff. On the loan, I really like the option of having Mitrovic, even if he's not the main striker, but coming off the bench, maybe providing something a little bit different that we don't have. The guy's an absolute dickhead, and I feel like United don't employ enough dickheads. You know, brute iron strength. You know, I feel like for me, it's just like United have lacked someone that's, you know, really physical. Just having that in the presence in the box. Last time you kind of felt that for me, who was really good in the box for me was actually Agallo. He was very good. So at that, and I just feel like we need a little bit of that. Someone maybe a little bit more hungry at that. But yeah, no, I saw the Gyokeres pulling out of Sweden, technically injured, as it was said on the reports. But how injured is this man? I don't think he is. You know, I think he's trying to facilitate some move. I could be wrong. Yeah, but I feel like we're going to hear something within the maybe next week. I think this week's going to still be speculation, but next week I would like to, I want to know some indications if he's talking with a certain club. Muppeteers is actually, you know what? I've kind of disrespected them a little small touch. I didn't think they had mad sources, but when it's actually come to reports on like Mbumo, they've pretty much been there first. So I'll give them some respect there. My feeling is, but again, when someone says my feeling, that means it's an opinion piece, isn't it? That's what they're feeling. I mean, I'm feeling, to have a curry, same kind of thing. My feeling is that we're in a position where we can get Victor Gyokeres. We need money, no doubt. Basically stuff I've kind of said. So yeah, it's just an opinion. Yeah, the certain talk cast, what Arsenal. Yeah, I said it. Look, for me, again, what's that? Is that no doubt of pressure of them? I don't know what that alert of pressure of them. I don't know what this means. During United's executive committee meeting after the Europa League final, Amorim told the board to be more ambitious and go for better players. And at the same time, they contacted Gyokeres and Mbumo. He puts a lot of pressure on them, as a manager probably should. Cass, I'm hearing Douglas Luiz links with Man United. I mean, if you can give me that link, Gamer TV's all over these links. So let me know if you can find a link for me, because I really like Douglas Luiz. I think he's got a bit of everything. Not really a 6. I would say he's probably better in the 8. Would you lot agree that he's better in the 8? Because I do. With good passing, and Rance broke it down nicely why Douglas Luiz would work for us. But I still want Sander Berg. You know what it is with Douglas Luiz for me? I just feel like he's got that little something extra to be at a top side. I mean, we'll talk about it when we get into the centre mid stuff, but talking about the strikers, right, for me, what Cass versus that's charity fight. What you want about? For me, with this whole striker stuff, I don't want Gonzalo Ramos. I'm not sold by him. I don't actually want him on loan. I think he actually gets bullied in the Prem. I haven't seen anything in the Champions League that makes me think, oh, you know what? This guy's got that little something that I saw at was at Benfica when he was absolutely killing it. I'm pretty sure like United should be steering well clear of that. No more trying to pick up someone's real scrubs. Like Douglas Luiz is it's like a separate thing. He's actually got quality and he's been away for 1 year, and for me, with Ramos, he's come from the Portuguese league to a French league and failed. I mean, Ericsson went to the Italian league and didn't exactly thrive there, did he? Goes to the Prem and it's a little bit more suited to him, even though he got a lot older. And then, yeah, look, now he's leaving us. But big up, Cass. I think we might as well go in for Sander Berg at this point. I think that's a great option. If anyone's seen my video, by the way, I don't know if it pops up on your feeds, but I've done a breakdown of like different, I think 7 to 8 different profiles of what United should be aiming for. And I've done all different kind of ones that, I might have missed some out, but I've kind of put across what United should target this summer. But yeah, in terms, again, back to the striker part is, I feel like Gyokeres is the one that we're chasing. I said this 2 weeks ago. I've got this odd feeling that Manchester United, Amorim especially, is going to be telling Manchester United to go all in for Gyokeres until they basically get told no. Again, it could be wasted time. I hope not. There's going to be a lot of convincing to do on that part, but it's just, if no one else is truly in for him, does he stay at Sporting and wait for another year and bide his time? Because that's what I would probably do. But if United can get over the line and convince him, then, so be it. I mean, if he wants 200k wages per week, I don't really give a shit. I really don't. No, Ivan Toney. No, Tony's happy over there. I would say. I can't lie. I don't want Gyokeres, man. I feel like the media, social media, kind of disrespects his name, and to blame for that is Darwin Nunez. I see a lot of comparisons with Darwin Nunez, and when you look at the way he's translated from the Prem to the Premier, from the Portuguese league over to the Premier League, you wouldn't say that he actually struggles in the league, would you? You'd say he gets into great positions, he makes great situations, he just can't finish the chances. And Gyokeres is a much better finisher than him, and he's very erratic as well, a little bit like that. That's why I believe people disrespect Gyokeres, because of what happened with Darwin Nunez. Like, come on, they're night and day different kind of players. Gyokeres has scored way more goals than this guy has in the last 2 years. So for me, again, that's where the narratives come from. I feel like he's definitely disrespected. How can you ever turn down someone that's a great finisher? We got told Haaland's going to struggle in the Prem. The guy goes, he's already bagged nearly 100 goals for City. What are we doing? I'm not saying Gyokeres can't do that either, because Haaland's still younger than him, a lot more to prove. But the guy's fast, he can finish, and trust me, his movement is super good. Something that we don't have and that we lack. Who are we as Manchester United fans to say no to a proper number 9? What, because of Højlund? Come on, look, come on, we're starving. We look at our options right now. Mateta's one option, potentially, right? And everything else is loan deals. Mitrovic. If I'm not being funny, if Gyokeres becomes available and we don't go for that, then that's nothing short of horrendous. At least try. At least try. The plan for Diego Leon is to start with the youth sides and build his way up to the first team level due to his rawness. Exactly what I was saying a stream ago, or two streams ago, when I was saying, oh, we got Diego Leon. So what if we got Diego Leon? Diego Leon, no one has seen more than what me and you have seen on compilations. And I'm going to be honest, I haven't exactly seen anything that I'll say, oh, he looks like he's going to be a player. That's why I do reckon we're looking for a left wing back. We've been linked with, what's his name? Estupinan. But I wouldn't pay more than 30 million for someone like Estupinan. But again, it's Premier League proven. It's not a bad way to go. I would just like someone that's got a little bit more about them. I would like someone that's actually quite rapid, if possible, on the left. Like Anthony Robinson is one that I would like. What do you think of this Camara? Do you talk about Lamine Camara? I'm going to be honest. I didn't even know he existed until about 15 days ago. So I have no idea. We are definitely signing a wing back. Yeah, definitely on the agenda. That was the words that were used for it. It's on the agenda. But I think we got more, pressing matters in terms of who's going to be going up front, who's going to be our midfielder, and then who's going to be maybe even our goalie. I think the last position we should be looking at, unless it becomes available quickly, is again, is probably the wing-back situation. I feel like the spine is where it matters the most. Our spine is still a bit disjointed for my liking. No matter what spine you put across, as long as you've got a Nana at the start of it, you're going to concede a lot of goals. There's some sort of stupidness that's going to happen in a season where you're like, what the hell? We can't do this again. 3 years in a row that it would go on. Yeah, I'm not trying to hear it. Oh, that one. I know. I hear you, George. But I feel like agree to disagree. But the spine is the foundation of the team, and everything else is like surplus requirements for me at the moment. A solid central midfielder that you can rely upon, and it's not called Bruno Fernandes. And I'll talk about Bruno Fernandes now. I don't think he's part of it, but for me, there's more to Bruno Fernandes. Someone more solid. My books. You got De Ligt. You've got you can say Cunha a little bit more than an Mbumo. Because we ain't got Mbumo yet. And then you're looking at the striker. It's just like those 3 positions are so like iffy that I need to be seeing a much more concrete spine, because you can go off of that. You might be able to use Mbumo as part of that. But for me, yeah, it's definitely the wing back can come afterwards. We still got Dorgu. We got some youngsters in the academy that can prove themselves. It's a long shot. Playing 1 game a week as well. I feel like we can manage. And then obviously Ahmad as well. So it's definitely important, but I think it's on the last of the shopping list. You might be able to get a loan from that. We can go shopping at Inter, apparently. Anyone want to go shopping at Inter soon? Because I do. DeMarco, amazing. Go get one of the best wing backs out there. But yeah, this whole Bruno thing, right? I want to stay at Manchester United. If the club tells me to go, you can go. what I don't understand is like he said he feels he can still play in Europe at the highest levels and wants to play in Europe. He's capable. You know, he's still got some years pretty much all together. But even what Voldemort said on I saw a part of it. It popped up on my timeline. I thought, you know what? Let me just watch this. He's probably waffling. I'll just skip it for after about 15 seconds. But it's like, well, if Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, or another top club came in for him, right? For me, anyways, again, it's just like, I reckon he's jumping ship, you know, and it's not that he's not, you know, like he's not disloyal to Man United, but I still reckon he's had enough of us. And I don't blame him for having enough of Manchester United and maybe even parts of the fan base, because not a lot of us approve of him. But, you know, like, we're going to have to move on with him regardless, which is correct. You know, he's our captain. He's staying as captain. He's going to be the number 8 in this side. You know, Bruno, apparently Amorim told Bruno that he wants him to stay, so he stays, cool, whatever. But he wants to play for the badge, which obviously you said Harriet there, or Shay, yeah. But I agree. I like those players. I'm not going to discredit it. I'm kind of optimistic to see what United can put together with him in the side, because he could be really good for us. If you do go get Gyokeres and you have obviously Cunha and Bumo, you know, the way Bruno plays football could be really beneficial, you know, if he's a bit more of the luxury player to us. But he's not the future. I agree, Dominica, yeah, but he's not the future, but we can worry about that probably next season. But I do reckon if a big club wanted to put the money up, then he would have left. You know, that's why I think he would have left. That's that. You know, because otherwise, when it comes to this Saudi, I mean, if you wasn't interested in leaving, I know money's tempting, you would have said no after like 3 days. You know, it's true what Voldemort said. After a few days, you probably said no. You wouldn't let it drag out for 2 to 3 weeks. So I would have liked for him to leave. I wanted the 100 million. I want a little bit more than that. I think we could have fished it, but you know what? I think United just lack a little bit of balls in that matter. Because if Man United told him to leave, I think he jumps. Honestly, I think he does. If United is saying, oh, we don't need the money, we can keep you, we're good, that kind of tells me, okay, then Man United must be bluffing. Surely you must be bluffing and you got more money than what you put out there, because you don't want to get taken for a dickhead or a ride from other clubs. But what he's kind of told me then is like, well, United is actually financially okay. You kind of just, you baited that out. You know what I mean? You just exposed the whole situation. I reckon Ineos has kind of fumbled it. But they want players that have proven in the Prem and they're scared to lose that quality. I mean, like, come on, man. Look what you can do with 100 odd million. But look, I'll say this now. I said it earlier on my stream as well. The man's here to stay. He's here to fight for us. So get on with it. You know, let's see who's right and who's wrong. If you put good players around him, Bruno gets better. I'm pretty sure that's the normal narrative for all footballers. You put better footballers around them, you either get exposed or you get better. Simple as that, right? So that's that. He's not our best player. Not for me, Paul, but he's definitely someone that's one of our better players for me. There's other scrubs that need to go in it. But it was just the opportunity at hand that it was a little bit difficult to say no to as a fan if it was up to us. So yeah. If PSG gave us Zaire Emery for Bruno, I'd do it. No, I wouldn't. Not for me. But look, we're here, man. And that's that. But the midfield targets, you know, it come out earlier that United want someone that's athletic. You know, Amorim wants an athletic midfielder. So that kind of rubbishes quite a few options for me. And then when you actually deep it, you know, Baleba is not happening. So I know a lot of people are saying Baleba's name, but AFCON tax, again, not happening. Get rid of that out of your minds. Ones that we've been linked with, we have no idea. I don't know who Camara is, Gary. It's just a name that I've been put across to. Maybe I need to do some research on him, watch some compilations, because that's all I've got. I don't know. I haven't really watched Monaco since the start of the season. So I wouldn't really know. My options would definitely be probably along the lines of, I think Adam Wharton would be attainable, but maybe next year. I think this year might be a little bit too soon now. Douglas Luiz just keeps popping up into my mind. It's Douglas Luiz or Edison. And I think Edison might be heading to Al Hilal maybe. So that might rubbish that option off. But if you want to go get someone that's Prem proven, that's done it before in a good Aston Villa side, you could say they actually regressed when he actually left. For me, it has to be Douglas Luiz. 35 million is a no-brainer for me. You know, positioning wise, he's a good dead ball specialist. He's got a great pass, playmaking. He's got energy. You know, I don't really see a mad weakness in his game. You know, when he comes in under Unai Emery's side, it goes to show he can be quite, relied upon in terms of the defensive capabilities. But, he had Camara doing that. So again, on the first phase, when he would pick up the ball, I'm like, yeah, I'm taking him. I think he's a wicked player. He started off as a DM. I don't think it's too expensive. I definitely think he would suit Bruno Fernandes. No, he's not mad. He ain't athletic. What? You think Douglas Luiz is not athletic? I wouldn't say he's explosive, but one thing he is, he's a damn good footballer and he knows what to do on the pitch. He's crap off the ball. Oh my God, what? What? Crap off the ball. Oh my God. There's no... Put this theory to bed right now. Yeah, Kamara's a good option. If they're selling him, I would take him, but he's going to be, again, expensive. I wanted him when he was at Marseille. I can't believe you lot are saying he's crap off the ball. That is... Oh my God, it's crap on the ball as well. Oh my word, you lot are having an absolute mare. You'd probably tell me Amadou Onana's better than him. Oh God, nothing short of disgusting. Off the ball, he's rubbish. Even in the Serie A this year. Look at it. Percentage of dribblers tackles, 71.4%. Challenges lost, 0.43 only. This guy tackles in the defensive third, even for Juventus is high. Imagine what I'll go see when he's at Aston Villa. No, this is nasty work, man. You lot are making me do this. Let me go on the previous season. That's nasty work, you lot, man. You're making me do all this scouting. What's this? How do I find it? I'm trying to find him now. There we go. 2023-24 Premier League. Let's go into that. I'm going to share the screen in a second. Are you? What likes are we on, people? If you're interested in joining the Discord, big up to the mods in there. They've got all these bots going on and that now. So if you don't want to join it and join in the conversation, I'm always in there. So talking. So it's up to you lot. Someone can post the link. Right, here we go. How do I share this screen? Part A. Rubbish off the ball. There's no point even seeing that anyways. I can't even find it. You know what? I don't even care. Can't find it. Sekou Kone clear. So who do you lot want then? Yeah, he solves a lot of problems. I still think Toby Collier is the man. He just needs to stay fit, and that's obviously you can't rely on him staying fit. I don't know what Kamara's price is, but if he's in a French league, I can't imagine him being that pricey. Probably the same amount. Andre Santos from Chelsea, don't have enough knowledge on him personally, but I'll take your word for it. Yeah, I've seen that away kit. I like Collier. It's just that his passing isn't expansive, but I feel like if you got Bruno, then you don't have that issue. I think Sander Berg's a great option. I think he's the best option. But how much are they going to let him go for? Remember, they got Paulinho for 18 million. Yeah, and then they sold him for how much to Bayern Munich? Was it 50 or 60? Yeah, Sander Berg ain't coming for... He's not exactly going to go for 40, 50 million. I'm sorry. Fulham are going to take us for a ride. I don't think he's not going to be in that category for us to go and get. Elliot Anderson at Forest. I like Elliot Anderson, to be fair. I've got a name for everyone. How about Hayden Hackney from Middlesbrough? We talk about the next kind of Whartons. I wouldn't say he's like Wharton, but in terms of line breaking passes, ball carrying, is somewhat quite similar. I would think he's pretty much more of an 8 than he is a 6. So again, it doesn't really spark, you're going to cover the defense, but I think he can be molded into it. 1,000,000%, I think he can be molded into a 6 role. He's certified, strong, athletic, fast. He's basically Toby Collier, but a Toby Collier that can pass forward. Might not be ready though. Might not be ready, but I'm happy to go and get him. I would like. How about Hayden Hackney and somebody else? If you can go, well, if you've got Douglas Luiz and Hayden Hackney, how about that? They're both cheap. Apparently he's 15 million. Go get him. Cassie's better than Wharton. I don't know, man. Wharton's more of a 6. Hayden Hackney for me is more of an 8. But one game a week, yeah, I think he's worth it at 22. I think he's worth the gamble. I think the Championship puts people off. Again, I don't think we should be not looking into the Championship. There's a lot of gems. Lucas Bergvall, definitely not. Definitely not. Not for me. Hayden Hackney's a great shot. I'm thinking of budgets, on a budget right now. Even if Mbumo goes, why can't we go and look for someone like Hayden Hackney? Again, Jason Wilcox would probably approve of a signing like this. Michael Carrick, the link as well. I think it's worth it. You could even put, exactly. You know what? Go get Hayden Hackney, put Toby Collier on loan at Middlesbrough for the season, let him get some, men's football going. If he doesn't like him, I still think Collier's got a high ceiling. It's just the availability for me is a bit. Do you know what I mean? A little bit like that. Richard Rio's hype is gone now, so I don't see it. Raskin from Rangers. Ooh. Fernandes from Sutton. Now, he's not a 6, though. He's an 8, but I like that shout a lot. He is serious. He's going to go to a big club, and people are going to realize that this guy is cracked. He's a good player. He's a very good player. United will slow down his development. I don't think we will if we're playing him week in, week out. I don't see why not. That's why I want more experience with quality. Okay, Fez. The centre mid option is a little bit dry. Sangare, I think he's been underappreciated. Is the correct word at what's it called with Nuno at Forest? You know what it is with Elliot Anderson for me? What's it called, Jarvis? Is that he's only just moved there. I can't really see them trying to shift him. Don't think they need the money either. So I like Elliot Anderson. I do. I think he's definitely got qualities about him that I appreciate as well. But I've got a feeling he might be like another Dewsbury Hall, if that makes sense. Get me Thuram from Roma. Who's that? I want Manu Kone. How about Manu Kone then? Anyone? Manu Kone? Because I've been shouting his name for a couple years now. Had a Roma spell and people are like, oh, look who he is. Look up Lamine Camara. Look, I don't know Lamine Camara. You know what? Just because of that, I'm going to search him up and see what he's about tonight. Yeah, but Manu Kone is the truth. I don't know why I keep... Don't doubt me on this one. He's tidy. He is so... And he's rapid as well. I think he's quality. Off the ball, he's so good, man. And on the ball, he's good as well. My only issue is with... you know what is with me with Kone is... There's no point getting rid of... His dribbling's elite, yeah, but... He doesn't apply his passing enough. His passing's lacking. He's lacking a lot. He doesn't do enough for me, like the pass types. But for me, it's like, cool, hear me out. Short. This makes no sense. Manu Kone's short passing is quite sus. But when it comes to his long range passing, right, it's elite. Always very good. He's at high standards. And I don't understand how that correlates. How can your long passing be good, but your short passing is a little bit suspect? All right, you know what? Steeler, I don't think Steeler's got the legs to... I think he's a 4-3-3 midfielder. He's a dream. I don't think he's going to... You know what? Let me check this Lamine Camara. Let me check FBref. You know what? I'm going to share the screen now as well. So you lot... No, I'm not chatting crap. Lamine Camara. Let's see how good this guy is. 21 years of age. Senegalese. So, boy, if we're going to lose... If we got him, then he's losing that. We're losing him as well to AFCON. Wait, Senegal's got some ballers, isn't it? I can't wait for AFCON this year. All right, FBref. Let's see what this guy's... Let's see what this guy's saying. Have you been linked with him? Lamine Camara. There we go. All right, let's share the screen because you lot are going to get on my nerves. Right, share screen. Lamine Camara. All right, let me... What kind of background is this? Oh, is that the start one? I don't want that. Yeah, run that. Cool. Is there another one I can use? All right, bear with me. Not this. Give me a sec. Cool. Change the shape. I'm going to go over here. All right, that will do. All right, let's zoom in more. Right. What the hell has happened here? All right, now I've got to zoom out. Cool. Right, shooting. I don't care about his shooting. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, this man looks like he can pass. Wait, this guy looks cracked. Oh, look at that. That's high. Okay. That's decent. From what? Is he a 6? Is he a 6? Is this guy a 6? Pass types, live balls, dead balls, passes from free kicks, crosses, fucking hell. Sorry for my language. Through ball, okay, decent as well. In swing, he takes corners as well, okay. 80 passes completed. That's mad. Dead ball passes. He looks like he's. This guy looks. Look at this. Okay, this could be an issue. Maybe this could be an issue here. But look at that. That's decent. That's not that bad considering you're talking about an all-rounded player. In possession, touches decent. It doesn't look like he collects the ball a lot. If he doesn't look like he's a first phase player, but in terms of the middle of the park, he looks like he's definitely in and around that. So that could be quite well pressing high. Is he fast? I wonder if he's fast. Decent carrier of the ball, tackled during take on, but not bad. What's all this stuff? Fouls drawn, or he gets fouled all the time. Does that mean does he hold on to the ball a little bit too much? That's insane. Wait, this what? Ligue 1 from Monaco. Who's this? Who's this guy? Who's this guy? Lads, I need to go and watch a YouTube compilation in a minute. Who's live, man? I think I've had enough fun. Can we get this to 200 likes? His name is Lamine Camara. Look, I'll put his name in it. No, is that his name? Lamine Camara? Lamine Camara, yeah. So like this guy, search him up right now. Oi, he looks cracked on the stats. Yeah, I'm approving that. I'm approving that. Right. By the way, people, everyone's listening right now, correct? There's a Discord. I've just posted right now. If you want to join the Discord, I'm always talking in there. I promise you. And it's very, very active. So if anyone wants to join up, go make a profile. It's an app on your phone if you want it. It doesn't really matter. It's just a good way. There's 250 people in there. So again, like it's quite active. You know, it's always a bunch of people, good people. So, and we ban anyone that's toxic. He's way too short to play. Oh, there was one downside about a guy. You know what though? Hear me out, yeah. Jarvis, how about we counteract this? We counteract that, yeah. Vitinha and João Neves are short, 5'9" and 5'8", I think. I don't see them having a problem, but they do have aerial problems. But Yoro, Maguire, De Ligt, Heaven, and we might get that Vanya guy. I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue. Cunha, 6 foot as well, it's decent. I mean, Mbumo's kind of small, but I don't think the size for me, big pause, matters. I just feel like if he can do the job, then I don't care. You know what I mean? I'm not too fussed. I mean, height's beneficial, don't get me wrong, but I want to play some good football. Who's live? Let me know who's live. Who can we redirect to, man? Who can we go and bless right now? Let me refresh. Or is anyone looking to go live right now? I mean, he's live. Don't mind him. Yeah, Caicedo's 5'9", 5'10", so it's not that bad. Staffy's live. Who else is live? Who am I subscribed to? I'm not subscribed to many people. Football died for me today. Why is that? Ezra Cyrus, who are you? You're going live. What's your channel? I'd rather I'd rather. I kind of want to subscribe. I kind of want to raid someone that don't have much people watching them. Does that make sense? Like there's 362. Obviously, when you say, "Oh, I'm leaving," a bunch of people decide to leave. So yeah. I would like to raid someone that doesn't really have many people watching. Let me go. You know what? I might have to go on my Never a Foul account. Give me a sec. Who's this? Who's this, Ben? Is Touchline live? Yeah, I like. Yeah, Touchline. You know what? We're gonna go raid Touchline, man. I want to build Touchline's show up in it. So if anyone does that, let's go raid Touchline, man. We already know, man. He's got priority out here. No disrespect to nobody else. They've got thousands of subscribers. Touchline doesn't. So in a bit, I'm gonna be back.